I had some trouble trying to say wow in more than one word writing this paper. So it ended up that I wrote about beauty and sensitivity because it's amazing to be alive, and it can be tricky because we can want to hold on to that amazingness, and in doing so, miss it. So that's sort of what this is about. The movement of life is one singular activity. An activity that is inexpressible, yet inexhaustibly expressing. So simple as it is, yet infinite in its array, intricately nuanced and unique. Consider how the young sapling pours out of itself, efflorescing from the moment it is born into this marvelously delicate array of complexity. This miraculous creative momentum is coupled with the movement towards its own destruction. Unscathed by this irrevocable fact, it moves on, captivated and sustained by the warmth and light of a star. There's a mystery in the sapling, a beauty that calls, and in the midst of its calling, forgets itself and from whence it came. At one and the same time, the essence of life remains so blatantly obvious, yet so masterfully hidden. It seems we instantly confront the limitation of language when we move to express the indefinable presence that forever escapes all attempts of translation. Any attempt to grasp and concretize this unfolding constricts its flow by creating a dissonance between it and the pursuit of solidity. By holding on to life, we conceal its beauty. Beauty is immediate, and that which is immediate cannot be captured. But then what is the substratum of this immediacy? Is there an activity that is not engaged in grasping beauty, but is open and receptive to the totality of beauty? Beauty exists complete within itself, impartial, impersonal, and unbroken. It is in the clouds passing weightlessly with a still, magnificent pace, in the ants trekking single file through the leaves. At the pinnacle of perception, the immensity and depth of joy are immediate. However, this beauty is so quickly accompanied by the desire for its continuity. The activation of a very complicated array of activities in the organism into the cultivation of the pleasure of beauty, which is not only the active creation of the ugly, but is also an isolating process that leads to insensitivity. What is the relationship between sensitivity and beauty? What is sensitivity in itself? Krishnamurti suggests that in the activity of the cultivation of the pleasurable feeling of beauty, sensitivity is lost. He states, sensitivity and sensation are two different things. Sensations, emotions, feelings always leave a residue whose accumulation dulls and distorts. The appreciation of beauty in terms of sensation, of like and dislike, is not to perceive beauty. Sensations are directional, either moving towards or away, and this directionality implies a solidification of experience. Sensitivity, on the other hand, suggests an unrestrained receptivity, an unmediated directiveness that is before the transition into sensory experience. It seems beauty can be there only when there is sensitivity. A sensitivity that is the immediacy of the totality of body and the world. The distinction between sensitivity and sensation suggests that beauty, being related only to the former, has no cause and cannot be cultivated by the identification of sensations. By identifying with the sensation of beauty, the immediacy of the presence of the accompanying joy is translated into a pleasurable remembrance. It becomes available then as an accessible experience now or in the future, when in fact, this is a futile attempt of the mind to hold on. The actual immediacy of the presence of beauty cannot be reduced to a mere memory. The experience must be translated in terms of the pre-existing structures of pleasure. And out of this necessity, pleasure becomes the co-creation and reiteration of pain and suffering. Within this cycle, the searching and striving for beauty is an insatiable demand, for its roots are founded in the accumulation of past experiences. Our past pleasures become the basis for the recognition of beauty, which, in its immediacy, cannot be recognized. The search is a dead end from the beginning, for we search for what we already know, under the illusion that we are to find something new. That is to say, that the object of desire must pre-exist in order for desire to arise. This object of desire is simultaneously its own limitation. For the immediacy of sensitivity is translated in terms of its inherent qualities. The object of desire becomes the mediator of sensitivity into the experience of sensations. Sensitivity is not a performance. It is not an act of volition. It is the ending of the distinction between oneself and the world. It is the turning in of the whole of existence upon itself. In sensitivity, there exist no borders. It is the immediacy of aliveness itself. Beauty within sensitivity is of itself so. It is nothing but the whole of existence, moving in innumerable directions while never leaving. It is the majesty of a mountain with its quiet shadows and the bustling life within a decomposing tree. All these interminable transformations and no sign of exhaustion. At the same moment, it is vast, ineffable, and completely ordinary. Our daily lives are the activity of life, just as night and day follow one another, and our planet spins helpless and free, traversing the vast nowhere we call infinite space. Thank you.